Welcome back, fellow knights, to another battle for Mount Blade Bannerlord. Today I'm bringing you 3 action-packed rounds from the recent BRE Sunday Event. For those of you guys that haven't seen these before, prepare to be amazed. Every single character on screen right now is a real player controlled by a human being. If you want to get involved in these events, I'll show you how later in the video. For now, grab your sword, soldier, and let's jump in. We start round 1 on the Coalition side as they prepare for battle. The troops form up under their respective banners and head towards the front line. The Coalition are a number of smaller clans that band together in order to make up the 250 player count. Each clan has their own colours and heraldry. As we go through the battle, I'll be giving you a bit more information about each clan, such as the Kingdom of Franks here in the foreground and SVCI and their red shields at the back there. The Coalition cavalry are circling around the men, protecting them from incoming enemy cavalry charges. We've also got the Kingdom of Hordaland here and their iconic blue shields featuring the crow crest. This is the clan that I play for. You'll see them featured heavily on this channel. This is what we call the setup phase of the battle. Across the way there'll be the Bretonnians who will be heading towards us with an equally large number of men. In fact, you can see the Coalition archers are already raining a hail of arrows down on them. It's unlikely any serious damage will be done from this range, however, every single hit counts. The Coalition forces take their position on this side of the valley. On the other side you can see the Bretonnians formed up. They have a strong defensive line. This is going to be a tough battle for sure. On the Coalition left flank here, we've got a strong presence from Coronis Ibiricus, who are bringing a large number of troops to the fight. Let's head over to the BRE side and see what they've got. They're lined up with tower shields. I can see a number of peasant infantry and men-at-arms. Let's move over to the Bretonnian left flank. Here I can see Mortonel and Gascony staring the enemy down. They're on the cliff top with a nice defensive position. Will the Coalition charge in, or are they going to sit back for now? Let's find out. In fact, look just there on the left. One of the Coalition clans is heading around the side looking to get a sneaky flank on the enemy. Let's move over to the Coalition side. They're surveying the landscape. They don't like the look of that uphill battle that's in front of them. However, they've got no choice. They're gonna have to move towards it. Kingdom of Franks here also making a move around to the right, joining their Coalition allies. The uphill assault begins. A number of fighters from the Almagarvis clan are also present on this side. That's gonna help with the numbers. Let's move up the hill. I can see 2 elite groups from the Bretonnians here, the Heramalt archers and the Order of the Lake, wielding their 2-handed weapons. They are falling back slightly, heading over to the Bretonnian right flank. It looks like they're going to do a bit of divide and conquer. Over here, the battle has well and truly begun. The Coalition and Bretonnian lines clash. The BRE are doing a good job holding the main line here. Over at the back, I can see Kingdom of Hordaland trying to get in from the side. However, they're being held nicely at the choke point and not able to get through. Kurons seem to have spotted the flank, are heading over to support their allies. Some absolutely brutal fighting is happening here right now. Formidable fighters from both teams are just laying into each other. As it stands, if you look at the numbers at the top, it shows you how many troops remain on both sides. The numbers are looking fairly even at the moment. Neither team has been able to get a clear advantage yet. While we've been focusing on the main fight, the uphill struggle over here has come to an end. It looks like the Bretonnians have managed to successfully defend against that Coalition attack. That means those troops are going to be freed up to join the main fight. As it stands, only half the troops remain on the battlefield. The rest lay dead or wounded. Over here, it does look like the Coalition have surrounded the Bretonnians in a nice semicircle. However, reinforcements from that other battle are coming over the hill to join them. And I think that's going to make all the difference. Those extra troops are much needed on this side. The Coalition are being aggressive and charging up the hill. However, they're going to have to be careful because they are slightly down on numbers. The fighting continues, and I'll be honest guys, I cannot tell who's going to win this yet. The Bretonnians are slightly ahead, but it's not over for the Coalition yet. Often the health of your remaining troops counts for just as much as the numbers. Keep that in mind. We're now entering the final phase of round 1. It's going to be tough for the coalition to win now, but there's still a chance. The Bretonnians know they have the advantage and they are pressing it hard. The coalition are playing defensively, but they are dropping like flies. The BRE charge in and begin to chase what remains of them down. The coalition rout from the battlefield, and this is a Bretonnian victory. Well played to both teams. Stick around, guys, because we're about to move into round 2, where there's an equally epic battle to behold. Round 2 begins, and we start on the Bretonnian side this time. We're fighting over control point C, which is situated just behind the rocks you can see in the distance there. Unlike the coalition, the Bretonnians belong to a single kingdom led by their king, Leoncoeur. Each of the colours and banners that you see in front of you are known as duchies within the Bretonnian kingdom. Some of them are larger, while others are lordships which exist within a parent duchy. If you're interested in finding out more about the BRE, I'll link a video in the description below from one of my good friends, Gillen the Grey. In the meantime, let's continue the battle. The Bretonnians locate the coalition forces, who are formed up on the other side of the plains. The force looks formidable in size. In this round, the coalition do seem to have the numerical advantage with an additional 30 troops on the battlefield. That's going to make it extremely difficult for the Bretonnians to win this one. Let's see if they can pull it off. As we head down the coalition lines to their left flank, you can see Almogava's way out the side there, looking to get a sneaky flank. Moving back up, we've got Coronis Ibiricus in the foreground here, bringing 3 individual units to the battle. It's very rare to see a coalition clan with so many members. As we move up the coalition lines, we can see the Kingdom of Franks, Kingdom of England, Knights Hospitaller, 13th Tagma, Kingdom of Hordaland, and SBCI holding the coalition right. They do hold the control point, which means the Bretonnians must come to them. They move forward slightly, looking to bait the Bretonnians into a brash forward attack. The BRE hold firm. If they're going to attack, it's going to be on their terms. It's just out of view on the left there, but the Bretonnian cavalry attempt to rear charge. The coalition horsemen see it coming and chase them off. Well played. And now it's a waiting game. The BRE must charge in before they run out of morale. Oh, and just as we're talking about it, they head towards the coalition lines. Is this going to be the first clash? Or will they pause just before they get there to look their enemy in the eye? It's the calm before the storm, and all BRE forces move in unison. That was a beautifully organised charge. Immediately, the numbers on both sides begin to drop as the kills mount. Castan on this side are playing passively, waiting for the right opportunity, and they've spotted it and head in. The Kingdom of Hordaland here are having to be defensive. They're fighting off multiple BRE duchies. As we move down the lines, you begin to see just what makes these battles special. I mean, just look at the number of human players on screen right now. Have you seen anything like this in another game? This seems to be one of those rare battles where the lines are clearly drawn. Both teams form a tight shield wall and fight just like a real medieval army. Over on the BRE left, their archers are getting around the sides and getting some nice flanking shots on the coalition forces. The coalition cavalry should be trying to take them out, but they seem otherwise preoccupied in the melee. Already only 200 troops remain on the battlefield. This has been a quick one. For now, the coalition do still have the numbers advantage, but they're only slightly ahead. At the beginning, they had a 30-man advantage. Now they're only ahead by a handful of players. And actually, as we say that, they've been overtaken. The Bretonnians are now in the lead. Let's hope these coalition archers can get some good pop shots and claw things back. Once again, things are neck and neck. It's really difficult to determine who's going to win this. Keep watching and we'll find out. Things have now devolved into a Hollywood-style brawl. It's just about getting kills any way you can now. You have to stay alive for as long as possible. Even in these late stages, if you're able to group up with your allies, you should. Those that fight together survive. There are a number of horsemen on both sides charging through, taking out men where they can. You have to watch out from the back and the sides when you're fighting, just in case someone comes in to take you out. The BRE now have a lead of 10 troops. How have they done this? During the course of the battle, they've managed to get 40 more kills than the coalition so far. There's now very little infantry in the center. The majority of both sides are made up of archers and cavalry in these late stages. The Heremolts here are looking very strong with a nice vantage point down the hill. We're now entering the final stages of the battles, and the Heremolts form a line and sweep across the field from left to right, taking out any coalition they encounter. It's a systematic slaughter, and as the fighting comes to an end, it becomes clear that this is another Bretonnian victory. Well played to both teams. Stay in your seats though, guys. We've got one more round, and it's going to be the most epic one yet. We start round 3 on the Bretonnian side once again. We're fighting over control point B, which is situated in the same valley that we saw in round 1. Hubald of Gascony is leading the Bretonnian cavalry in this match. King Louis Leoncourt forms part of their ranks. The vast Bretonnian numbers become clear as you see them in the distance there, heading towards the horizon. As we move through their ranks, I can see Castan bringing up the rear. Moving towards the front, I can also see a household name, Aquitani, in their yellow and blue shields. The men move into the valley, looking to take up defensive positions before the coalition arrive. And it looks like they got here in time. The coalition are nowhere to be seen. That said, the banners will begin to appear on the horizon momentarily. Just imagine, guys, being a soldier on the front lines here, seeing the coalition come over that hilltop and march down towards you. It would be absolutely terrifying. For now, neither team hold the control point. Let's see who takes it first. Oh, and as we speak, the coalition have begun to take it. That means that the BRE must come to them. The coalition are looking quite light on this left flank at the moment. Hopefully they'll commit more troops to this side. The BRE do have a strong presence over here. The Kingdom of Franks and the Kingdom of Hordeland both move left, looking to reinforce that side. In the center, SBCI are charging down the narrow valley. While there isn't too much room to fight here, somebody has to hold this gap. Directly opposite them, we've got the shields of Gascony, Mortanel and Castan holding this side of the Bretonnian flank. Let's move past them and see what's happening on the other side. Has the fight broken out yet? No, it looks like we're still playing the waiting game. Both teams are quite happy to sit back and let the archers do most of the work. The Heremolts here will be struggling to get any real hits from this distance, but once the fighting starts, they'll be able to get much better shots. For now, guys, we're just going to sit at a distance and enjoy the spectacle that is two armies forming up, staring each other down. Currently, neither wants to be the one to make the first move. The coalition do take a few steps forward, however, they haven't fully committed yet. You can just imagine, guys, that during a real medieval battle, this would be the moment that the commanders from both sides walk into the middle and parley. Perhaps they can negotiate a deal which ends in peace, or perhaps there's no common ground to be found and the battle commences immediately. What do you think would happen, guys? Oh, but look, Coronis and Biricus in the middle there have begun to charge. Hopefully the rest of the coalition clans will follow in pursuit. And like clockwork, each of the groups springs into action and heads towards the front line. When you remember that every character is a real player, this becomes even more impressive. It's so difficult to get this level of cohesion in any video game. While the coalition are moving forwards, they're not going to be the ones to strike first. They are all too aware that they hold the capture point and the BRE must come to them. It looks like the Bretonnians have had enough. They order a full charge straight into the coalition lines. A bloody melee begins. The shield walls on both sides have been formed and each team begins to whittle the other down. Just a reminder for our new viewers, there are two victory conditions. Either you reduce your opponent's numbers to 0, or you hold the capture point long enough to win the morale victory. Both are considered legitimate wins in Bannerlord. As the fighting unfolds, you begin to see the true scale of Bannerlord online battles. Tailwords, the developer, have promised to increase the player cap even further with server optimizations. Here's hoping they can get there. Imagine this with even more players. And by players, I mean people like you. If you're watching this video and you've made it this far, I'm extending an open invitation to every single one of you. There's a link to my clan, the Kingdom of Hordeland, in the description below. You're welcome to join us. As we approach the later stages of the battle, the Coalition do have a clear numbers advantage. The Bretonnians here are sandwiched between two Coalition forces and gradually get cut down. I think perhaps they were a little too aggressive in this one and left the shield wall a little too early. In the back lines here, I can see Breton forming up once again for a final charge as they head back into the melee. And it's all over for the Bretonnians, but let's enjoy this final last stand. It's moments like this that make this game what it is. And that's it, guys. It's a Coalition victory today. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.